Hey, I'm Annabelle. I'm a huge nerd, and I started my business Modular Realms making magnetic double-sided dungeon tiles.
Ooh, and I'm Kate. I discovered poi when I was in a circus. I loved how it felt, and I did my PhD studying its effects on health. And now I run a company, SpinPoi, that works with poi as a therapeutic tool. And today we're talking about
Money!
Oh God. Oh God.
What is your relationship with money?
Oh God. Okay, well, I still think money is evil. I say still because
I fight it at every turn.
I used to
My
think...
vigilante name is Poor Girl.
Okay, money. It's weird. It's like it intrinsically has no value. It has value because we collectively as a society believe that it does, and it's the way that the current world we're in operates, at least right now. So it's necessary, money. Yep. Before running a business, I definitely thought I wanted nothing to do with money whatsoever. After running a business, I would prefer to have nothing to do with money whatsoever. However, I understand that if I have money, I can support myself and I can support the business in doing more things. And the things are good things. So even though I don't like money, I understand I need money to keep doing the good work. I'm not very good at it.
I feel that.
How about you?
I think my relationship with money is that I don't care about it enough.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been like... So I remember vividly my mum telling me, "You will never be rich, Annabelle."
Oh.
Because, like, when I have money, I tend to... Like, if I've got excess money, I tend to spend it on buying things for other people and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like,
Same.
The thing that prompted mum to say that was I'd found a $50 note on the floor.
Yeah.
Or euros, because I was in Belgium at the time. I tried to hand it in, but no one claimed it. And they were like, "Oh, you can keep it for yourself." So I then decided I would use it to buy some chocolates and send them to my friends back in the UK. And I was actually quite poor at the time, you know. I could have spent that on food and stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And when I told my mum about it, that was when she was like, you're never going to be rich. You give too much away.
Yeah.
I never really saw that as a bad thing, though.
Me neither.
Like, I do want some things in life that money can buy. I want health insurance.
Yeah.
Like, that honestly is the main driver of making, like, for me, the driving force for making money in the business is so that I can pay someone to do the jobs I don't like.
Yes.
So that I can buy new equipment so that I can make cool new things.
Yeah.
And so I can get myself health insurance.
Yeah.
Money's like, I need to pay more attention to it, to be honest. It doesn't really stick in my mind so well.
Yeah.
Because I guess that's probably my privilege talking, because I've never really had to worry about where the next meal's coming from. There've been times when I've been living off my savings doing the business where I've got real poor.
Yeah.
But I've always known my family would help me out.
Yeah.
I've never really faced poverty properly, not true poverty. I guess that probably explains a bit of why it doesn't...
Yeah. It's on your mind, but not in a dire life or death kind of way. I feel the same, like, I'm really fortunate that my basic needs have been met. So even though I might struggle, the things that I'm having to give up aren't like the roof over my head.
Yes, exactly.
Yet.
Yet. There's still time.
Yeah. After your basic needs are met, it's like your happiness does not increase.
Yeah.
It increases a little bit for a little ways, but then like any money after that is just, So I guess knowing that as well, like I don't, same as you, I don't care that much about money. It's not the focus of anything that I've ever done.
No.
It's not the driving factor for why I do anything that I do.
And I think also for me, I've always sort of known that if I really need it, I could get it. Like, I could pick up a spare part-time job doing tutoring. I could get a part-time job that pays a decent amount of money because I'm lucky enough that I have a decent level of skills.
Yeah.
I've had good education and I'm decently driven. So I've always known that if I needed it, I could get it.
Yeah.
Which I think has diminished my need for it.
Totally. I think that safety net is hugely important.
Yeah.
Even if it's just in the way back of your mind somewhere.
I think knowing that there's a safety net means that you can take risks and jump further.
Totally. Did your relationship with money change from before being a business owner to after?
Yes, because I may not care about money, but the business sort of needs to care about it at least a bit because you can't.
You've got operating expenses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For a start, I'm selling a physical product, so I need money to buy the supplies. I need to pay the manufacturer to make it. I need to pay the, all the overheads of getting it shipped here, picked, packaged.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of expenses involved and I need to be able to pay those. And at the start, I just super underpriced my stuff.
Yeah.
So I was operating at a loss because I didn't really factor my time. And like, that's fine if you're making one or two things. When you're making 1 or 200, you don't, time is not infinite. So you sort of need to give it more worth. So I did a poll to see what people thought of my prices.
Yeah.
Some thought it was super cheap for what you get.
Yeah.
Some said it was expensive for what you get.
Yeah.
It was a really nice bell curve, to be honest, with it centering on it's about the right price.
Yeah.
But sometimes people come up to me and go, wow, this is so expensive. I could never afford it. And I'm like, yep, that's fair. But it costs a lot to make. It's a good quality product. It's fair if you can't afford it.
Yeah.
But that's how much it costs.
Yeah.
Like,
Which I think is good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I'm getting better at it. I'm still not charging enough, but I'm getting better and will probably keep trying to do it. Because one thing I found is if you don't charge enough, you can't give people discounts because you can't afford discounts. Like if you're literally just on anything that takes you lower it kills you.
Yeah.
So then it comes to things like, I don't know, Black Friday or whatever.
Sure.
And I feel really guilty because I can't do a discount. But it's almost like I'm applying a discount the whole year round. And I'm like, oh man.
And psychologically, people love discounts.
They do.
So even if you're telling people like, this is literally like the cheapest it could be always.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care.
They would, psychologically, it would be better if you charged them $5 more and said, here's $5 off.
So true.
Money almost, it has a value beyond just what it's worth, because people's perception of what the product is tied to the value of it.
Yeah.
So when I charge more, people's perception is that it's a
premium.
Exactly.
Better. Yeah.
So when I've been selling a premium product, but charging less because I've been trying to be as affordable as possible for people, then people have not liked the product as much as when I've charged the appropriate price.
Yeah.
Because me undercharging it, people go, well, that's suspiciously cheap. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the same thing. And I think when you mentioned time, that's a really tricky one, because time, like, especially for artists or things where the investment has been in the craft.
Yeah.
And then it's like you certainly can't charge for like 10 years of, learning how to do something.
No.
But then I think people can scoff at prices, like if you're providing a service.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're actually not just paying for me to show up for 1 hour on the day. You're paying for that, plus the prep for that, plus all the prep before that.
Yeah.
That has landed me in this place that I am, where I have the expertise and the tools and the knowledge and the equipment and everything else to be able to provide this thing.
Yeah.
It just gets like really tricky. I think my relationship with money has changed. I'm less anti-money. Like I'm more like participating in society now. Like, okay, like I realize I need to do this jig and like make this money because that will help support me and the company and growing. And I'm about that now. Whereas at the beginning it was just give everything away all the time.
Yeah.
And I felt really strong about that because I felt good about it.
Yes.
And it's the same as you. I still feel good about that.
Yeah.
And I am like the first, I mean, someone just has to like barely half wink at me and I'm like, here's a discount, like you can have it for free. Like I still do that. But then I also believe like there are people that can pay and that want to pay. And that's a way they can show support to you. Yeah. And so I'm more open to that model. I'm open to the model of like, here is my price. I'm trying to like say what I'm worth, which probably is like a quarter of what it actually should be. I don't know. And then the people that can pay, and I feel happy about that. Yeah. And the people that can't pay, I do still offer. I have like a whole subsidy program and stuff. But I think I'm more accepting of money makes things work, and there's people that can pay me money, and I'll take it. Yeah. I guess. But I still, in my heart of hearts, would prefer to just... I never want money to be a barrier, and that's part of my business model. I never want that to be a barrier to anyone participating in anything of mine, so...
And I suppose there's a difference in that you don't provide a physical product, so you don't... Well, you still have to pay for your time. But
yeah, it's different, though.
Do you pay yourself a fair salary?
I'm gonna go with... Oh, I mean fair. This is a challenging question.
Okay.
What's fair?
If someone... Do you pay yourself the salary that you would pay someone else to do the same level of work you do?
Oh, no.
Would you say to them, but it's fair to...
No.
But for yourself, it's like, well, I mean...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so based on that logic... No, definitely not. I could make more money working at the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Yep. The answer is no. Yeah. Do you pay yourself a fair salary?
No. I mean, at the moment, I don't actually pay myself a salary at all. So
pay yourself no salary.
Yeah. So
okay, it's an easy question to answer. Yeah. Hard no.
At the start, when I had the first Kickstarters, I paid myself not a full salary because, the money was going on to making stuff, but I paid myself like drawings, so maybe like $500, maybe $1,000 every month. I think it was only $1,000 for a couple of months, but then like basically I paid myself enough to get groceries and things.
Yeah, cover basic stuff.
Yeah, and the rest I was living off my savings. Yeah. And then for the last year and a half, 2 years... I had a bit of a sort of difficult time with the business where I headed into burnout territory, basically.
I understand.
When you're doing everything yourself and people go, you're going to burn out. And you're like, yeah, I know, but there's no one there to help me and I can't pay anyone. Yeah. So I guess we'll just keep going until we can't. And then, I had... time where I was just really struggling to do anything because I was just broken. Yeah. And so I couldn't really pay myself because the business slowed down. Of course. And now I could pay myself, to be honest. Yeah. Right now I could. I've gotten over the last year the point that I could be. But I don't know if this is strategic or if I'm just like a masochist, but I'm trying to my idea is for the next like month or two, maybe 3, maybe 4, but for the start of this year I'm going to be continuing to sacrifice my salary because then I can put it towards other things for the business. And I'm hoping to have a Kickstarter in June. Nice. Touch wood. Not that I believe in that, but and I'm hoping that will be the one that kind of takes me from really hard grind to medium grind. Yeah. And then I'll be able to pay myself not a fair salary for the amount of work I do, but...
a salary.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be because I'd really like to start putting something into my pension.
Gosh, isn't that a thought?
Yeah.
Saving money.
Yeah, I know, because I'm very aware that before I started the business, I'd saved a decent amount of money because I just didn't really spend it.
Yeah.
And now I don't really have any savings much left.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, with pensions, you're meant to start putting money into your pension early so that it accrues. And I'm like, I don't know. I worry that I'm being a bad adult.
Yeah.
But also, I think the gamble is worth the risk because I think I'm going to get there.
Yeah. I believe that you're going to get there as well.
I kind of do too. That's changed a lot in the last year. But I kind of think so too.
Yeah.
So now I feel more comfortable about doing this because I have a plan to get there. And I'm like, I'm going to take this bet.
I think too, like, sometimes I get into that forever thinking of like, this is how it is now and it's going to be like this forever. But if you can get out of that, I mean, maybe it won't be like that forever because you don't achieve the thing, which is also fine. Then you'll do something else or something else will change. Like, so I guess that's where I'm at. It's like I'm not, this is not exactly the best financial place to be in, but also like this is just for now. And like the company is still growing and I'm okay with that. Do you keep giving stuff away for free? Why? What is wrong with you? That part's in capital letters.
Yes, I'm an idiot. I'm not sure.
Ditto. I was gonna say the way that I've dealt with discounts, which I think, because again, I have this thing about I don't want money to be a barrier, and so I have this like subsidy, this COHA program, and at first I had the level of discounts like it was this form like and it just said what do you want from the SpinPoi shop, like what products or services, how much can you afford. It was like 0, 10%, 20%, all the way to 100%. And like, how is this going to help you or your community? So I did that for a while, and I felt really good about it. But a lot of people were asking for the 100% off.
Naturally.
And then, I don't know who it was, but someone was like, maybe you should just stop at like, 50% off or something. Which I guess goes back to what we were talking about, how people attribute value. If something's totally free, they're less committed to it, invested in it, whatever. So it currently goes to 70% off. That felt somehow fine to me. But I also have everything's 100% free from Mari. But that's in a little bit of an experimental phase. And I am already seeing that thing about, when something's for free, you're not very committed. So a lot of it's like courses that people can attend. And then because they didn't pay for it, they're just like, did I even sign up for that? Like, whatever. Yeah. So I might need to think more about that model. But in general, that program, I think is like giving me a framework around like I can still give stuff away, but it's not so willy-nilly. And the 70% off thing at least means some income is coming in, because if someone just asks me, I'm just like, here's the links, like whatever.
I guess I'm a bit lucky in that because it's a physical product and I've got quite the overheads. Yeah. For me, I have I can't go below this. Like I can't. Yeah. And I've started kind of, my sort of rule with discounts that I'm trying out for myself now is that I'm allowing myself to offer goodwill discounts, but I can't do it if it's a detriment to the business.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Yeah, because the idea is that then if you continue paying the business so there's a business tomorrow, you can offer more discounts tomorrow is the sort of idea.
And I don't know if this is just me being naive or delusional or what, but I don't know, I do believe there is a way to not prioritize money to allow people equal access to your services and to run a functioning, sustainable business. Like, I strongly believe in that. I might not have cracked the code entirely, although I have been like only doing SpinPoi for the past 4 years, and like I'm surviving. So I think it's possible, and I want to be a model for that. Yeah, if it is possible, I want to be a spokesperson for that.
Oh God. Do you feel guilty about making money?
Yes. Incredibly guilty. What is that?
I get that too. Like, I feel very guilty about making money. And I know you need money in order to survive and do things tomorrow. And you can't do cool new things and offer cool new services unless you have the money to be able to create them.
Yeah.
But I feel so guilty about it.
Do you think that's why we're not making a lot of money?
I'm sure that's got a huge part.
Yeah, like, what is
huge contribution to it, yeah.
When I talk with other business people, they're all good saying what the company's making and this and that. And
some people are like so okay with making money. Do you know the amount of people that have said, however much it costs you to make, you should charge people 3 times that. And I'm like, 3?
I know.
And other people say, 5 times that or whatever.
I know.
Like, some people are so okay with making money.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm just like really at the other end of the spectrum.
I do too. I don't know that I mind it. It's like I like the way that I am, but also I think I'm in the way of myself doing all the things.
Yeah.
And I would feel like deeply uncomfortable if I was like rich in any traditional sense.
Yeah. Is it because we attribute making money with not being ethical?
Good people?
But then...
You're taking advantage of people?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you judge people who have money?
I mean, not really. Yeah. I mean, if they spend it on dumb stuff...
Yeah.
Then I might privately in my head go like, oh man, how many people could you help with that? Instead you've bought, I don't know.
And think of how many people we could help if we had money. That's the thing. That's the thing. If we had money, we would be doing even more.
There's so many
things.
Charity initiatives I want to do, but can't afford.
Same.
So if I was making more money, I could afford to do more charity.
I know. We need to like spin it around differently in our heads, I think. Is there a disparity between how people think you're doing with money and how you're actually doing with money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This episode is probably illuminating that.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, I think a lot of people see the word business and think, therefore, making lots of money, have money to spare.
Yeah.
So a lot of people ask me for things for free.
Same.
Like, so many people ask for free product.
Same.
And I think they just see, they're a business, they can afford to lose a few sets. And it's like, no, the person that loses out is me, because that's why I'm not, affording so much for myself.
Yeah.
Like, people often think business equates to rich.
And I think
that's not the case.
No, we spend a lot of time too on the content that we make and the products that we make, making sure everything looks really good and it's really high quality and it's really well done. So then I think people also associate that with like, they must be well off, like,
they
behind
must have
the
a
scenes.
team behind
a
them,
whole team doing things and fancy equipment and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, this isn't even our house. So
we broke in.
But it's true, like probably this video, people will make assumptions.
Yeah.
Seeing this and thinking like, what are they talking about being so poor, and like look at their house or whatever. It's like, this genuinely isn't our house. Yeah.
We borrowed it because it looks nice.
It does look really nice. Don't you think it looks nice? Yeah.
It does look nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I think part of that's like self-made as well. But also you don't want to like be out there like, I'm struggling financially.
No.
Like, it's not a good look.
Yeah. And also like a lot, I don't know if you've had this, a lot of people told me, you should sort of hide how poor you are because you don't want other competitors taking advantage of that or seeing how weak you are so that they can just try and nip you in the bud. You got to look more than you are. And I kind of think that's bollocks. I think that people have this sort of competitive mindset, but like, I don't know, one of my competitors did a Kickstarter in November and it did really well. And I messaged them and I said, hey, I think you did a fantastic Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Well done. Congratulations. You worked real hard. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And I'd like competition to be more like that, where you can be friends and open with your competitors and lift each other up rather than...
Yeah. I don't see any reason why. There is space for everyone to be lifting each other up instead of tearing each other down.
Do you feel embarrassed about your financial status?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, making this video is interesting because I'm not sure I've ever so openly
No.
talked about it.
I'm kind of real nervous to put it out there.
Yeah, me too.
Because I feel quite vulnerable.
Me too.
Saying that, especially saying I don't pay myself a salary at the moment and haven't for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I worry that I'm kind of a loser.
You're not a loser, but people's perceptions of us might change.
Well, they will, surely.
Yeah.
They've got to, right? New information.
Yeah. I mean, we can just not put this out there. You're like one of the coolest people I know.
Oh, dude.
You're like so far from being a loser.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I tend not to talk about it, but I also always say that I appreciate people being vulnerable, and it's much easier to connect with people when
that's true.
They're being authentically
themselves,
them, wherever they're at, at that moment in time. So
yeah,
I'm kind of like willing to put that out there on the line.
I think I'm a bit tired of trying to pretend to be like to hide the cracks.
Yeah,
and I kind of feel like I am cracked. Like, well, I'm a crackpot. But like, it's not perfect. Yeah. You try your best, but it's not perfect. And I think maybe pretending it's perfect is a bit damaging to yourself and to other people, because I think other people can look and go, oh, wow, you started from scratch and you're doing so well. Why can't I do that or something? Or,
yes.
And it's, I think it would maybe be useful for a lot of people to know that there's a lot of grinding.
I agree.
And also, there's no guarantee of success. I think both of us know, like, most startups don't succeed.
Yes.
The odds are against us.
Yes.
And I think we're both aware that this could fail. Like, it could fail 6 months' time, and well, I'm not going to say we come away with nothing, because my God, the amount of experience and personal growth and learning, but financially we could come away with very little. So you are very much taking a bet. Yeah. And it can be quite scary, and you spend a long time in the grind. Yeah. Working very, very hard with very, very few financial returns. And you're doing it all with a big old question mark as to whether it will pay off. Yeah.
Yeah, no security.
No. And I think people should know about that more before they get into it. Like,
yeah. This phase isn't often talked about, or people don't speak so candidly about it. I think a lot of people do what we have been doing, which is there's this facade of like having it all together.
Shame of like, don't look behind the curtain. It's fine. It's great. It's great back there, guys.
Yeah. If I saw a video like this, I would feel so comforted and inspired, I think, by like, okay, there's other people just in the middle of the slog who, are putting out good work, but behind the scenes, it's a struggle in a variety of ways. Yeah. Just being open about that. Do you have any money-related resolutions for the future?
Pay myself this year.
Yes.
That is my number one, is that pretty much by mid-year, I'm going to be paying myself, even if it's just drawings, like even if it's just not a real salary, but stuff. Yes. I'm going to be paying myself, because I can't, well, you can't keep going forever, can you?
No, you can't.
But before I pay myself, I'm going to pay my mum, because...
Amazing.
Yes. My mum does all the packaging, so at the moment, the stock is in my parents' dining room. Yeah. And then when an order comes in, it comes up on our phones, and one of us, usually mum, because I'm usually doing the everything else, will pack the order, then take it to the post office, and she does a decent amount of work, and she's just been doing it all to support me. Like, honestly, the generosity of my parents with their time is, I couldn't be here without their help. To be honest, that's sort of my goal for this month, is to start paying mum, which means I need to work out how to do payroll and
Oh God.
yeah, exactly, work out how to do the whole paying the tax man the right amount,
Oh no.
paying her pension the right amount, like registering properly. And
maybe you can pay for an accountant and then you can pay a
oh
mom.
God,
And
no,
then you can...
no, I've paid for an accountant once before. It was not
Really?
Oh, it was a terrible like
Oh, they can be really good.
I did not. I had one that talked a lot of talk,
No.
took a lot of money,
No.
didn't really do much, and I ended up
No.
having to do a lot of the stuff
No.
myself, but paying like a couple of $1,000s for the privilege of doing it myself.
Oh no.
They were not good.
I have an amazing... The only person that I consistently pay is an accountant.
Ah.
And he's great, but he's in New Zealand. But anyway, I was going to mention actually the same thing, which is I want to be able to pay back my parents. Again, really lucky. They've been supporting me with time, and they also helped me out with my PhD.
Ah, that's cool.
I still owe them. And
That's
also
amazing.
just like they're getting older, and you know, I don't feel comfortable that it's still this way around, where they're still, you know, sending me random gifts or money or bits and bobs. Like, I want it to be the other way around.
Yeah.
Now, or like yesterday.
Yes.
So I guess I don't have a timeline, but yeah, my goal is to be making enough that I can just like support them.
Yeah.
And whatever happens
Yeah.
in the future, like, you know, as they're getting older, whatever they might need.
Yeah.
That's really what I want to be able to do, first and foremost.
I've got so many ideas and so many cool things I want to do.
Yeah.
And the thing holding me back is money.
Same.
And it's like, if the thing holding you back is something that you can fix by charging the appropriate amount, which so many people have told me that I'm charging too low. So many people. And it's like, if I just listened to all the advice being given to me, then a whole bunch of my problems would be solved. Do it, Annabelle. Do it.
You're going to do it. You are doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
I'm gonna do it.
We're going to hit stop on this video, and we're going to right now. No, we're not.
No,
we're
absolutely
not.
not.
You will do it. I'll hold you accountable.
Yeah.
And that's money.
Money, exactly. Money can be used to buy goods and services.
Amen.